Today, the 23rd of April 2020, I, in my own capacity as a citizen of Abaco that went through Hurricane Dorian and trying to survive through this other storm called COVID-19. This COVID-19 is lasting longer than Dorian. Dorian lasted 24 hours. We've been in lockdown in over a month. And as a good citizen of this country, I try in my capacity, my little voice, my little face, my little gray hair. Can't even get a barber no more. That's how bad it is in this country. Can't get your hair cut no more. To try to make this little Bahamas and Abaco a better place. I've always asked, not what can the Bahamas and Abaco do for Kai, but what Kai can do to make the Bahamas a better place. We saw these fellas riding around, you call them the most honorable. The child in primary school gonna know who they are. But we could get to that most honorable later. Sometime I mix up stuff, but I could clear the air on that later. I am acting as a consultant this week to the Ministry of National Security, trying to help my friend Marvin Dames and the newly appointed Commissioner of Police, Paul Rolle. You see, a fella told me in Marshall before he died, he said, Kai, any man that has made life better for his child than he had, he has succeeded as a father. Paul Rolle, if you don't make the police force better than Anthony Ferguson did, you have dropped the ball. In my small way, Kai Mills with a video and a camera and a knowledge that saw. See, you can't, and I know this because I've been to court many times, you can't assassinate nobody's character unless you have the goods. Kai got the goods. That is why I am being an unpaid consultant to you, Mr. Paul Rolle, to you, Marvin Dames, because I know you're an honorable man and you hear me. In Abaco, after the FNM got into power, they unleashed the police force on Kai Mills just because I speak out. And you know, when a policeman, when I say to the police, I always say this to them, buddy, I don't fear the police. Criminals nowadays don't fear y'all. What about a law-abiding citizen? You see, buddy, you, officer, is working for Kai Mills. Kai Mills pay your salary through my tax. Oh, and Simon Bernabe and Mo Bain would go in a rage when I tell them that. Because they didn't understand their role as much as I understand my role. You see, most policemen weren't going to be nothing in life, so they put them on the police force. They picked most policemen from the worst of the worst. You ask them, what did they achieve before coming to the police force? Watch this. 6 months. 6 months. You train a policeman with a gun? That can't be right. At least give him at least a year. Then give him some probation period to see if they're capable in handling this role. No minister, no government, no commissioner has said, you know what, we need to extend the time because policing, that is why you have little result and so much murder, because they are guesstimating on what's going on. Simon Bernabe was guesstimating who he put before the courts in Abaco. He's a criminal. He was playing judge and jury. How come you put Kai before the courts 20 times and not guilty. They didn't care whether I was guilty or not, you know. They just wanted to occupy my time and make me pay money for a lawyer. These brutes been doing it for 10 years. You imagine, during the election, my car was burnt down. I had $5,000 worth of stuff in my car. I said I was going to hit Crown Haven and come up, putting up all my flyers, my leaflets out, campaigning. My car burned down. I saw the guy burning my car down with the big eye. I saw him. I'm going to call his name later on. I went to the police station with, what's his name there? Who's in charge? Ewan. He was an inspector and he got promoted to ASP in charge of CDU in Abaco, Ewing. They told Ewan they had 8 policemen out there. Remy Minnis, I know why he wasn't going to do nothing, because he is sweethearting the fella involved's sister. That's so dirty he was. That's how deep I is. So I said, go, the fella live a stone throw. I could hit his house with a rock that burned my car down. And the thing that hurt me so much, my mother was in the hospital for 3 weeks. Brought my mother home that night. The boy burned my car down, the flames on the house, almost killed me and my mother. That can't be right. You think Ewan cresting this brute today, and he's still manning up to me, trying to intimidate me when he burned my vehicle down and tried to kill me and my mother. Be careful of people that aspire higher heights. Ewan Minnis, Mo Johnson, Simon Benamy. What if Kai become the minister responsible for policemen like Marvin Dames? What if? I'm saying to Paul Roll, you got some criminals. You got one there down in, where he is now, Deonzo Cash, down in Andres. I gone sue Deonzo Cash but 3 times. Already one in Supreme Court. He couldn't find $1 to pay me, already being found guilty. This guy went into my bank account at First Caribbean Bank. Paul Bartlett was the manager. I was the only signature on the account, and the man got all my stuff and piled it up in booklets and put it into a basketball association meeting the next morning. I said, buddy, how you got this information? Banking law is private. What is the relationship between you and Paul Bartlett? I went to Nassau right away. That's a Paul Bartlett. Got out of Abaco. I got him out of Abaco. Went to see his boss in Nassau and send the papers to him before I got a lawyer. Already went to Supreme Court and won. But Deonzo Cash is still on the police force. You got Murphy. I transferred him down to Maguana. Murphy went into my car and stole $2,000. Didn't know that I had the camera on him and the Commonwealth Bank camera outside. Saw him, went into my car, stole my money, took my keys in my car, went joyriding and come back, throw my keys in my chest. These are the people that are still on the police force. Then Murphy and Mortimer came to me, said, I reported to Mortimer. He wasn't much, you know what, nothing would happen. Said he went and looked at the camera at Commonwealth Bank, Marsh Harbor, and there's no evidence that Murphy stole my $2,000. I said, you just as dumb as Murphy. Y'all ain't no good. Y'all think y'all dealing with a fool. I never used to get no E and D and F in school. I was an A and B student. I always had brains. I said, you cannot get to see the camera at Commonwealth Bank, Mortimer, unless you get a court order. You don't work for Commonwealth Bank, is a liar. and Murphy is a thief. Two of y'all get out of my face. I walk away from them. This is what's happening. Then you had the dumbest prosecutor in the history of Abaco, Lewis. Can't say too much about Lewis because I like Lewis' family. His sister was my classmate, but Lewis was a criminal. Brought 5 police to my house 11 o'clock at night to serve me a summons to be in court tomorrow. I said, Lewis, why you bring 5 police to serve me a traffic? This is traffic. You trying to intimidate who? Why you bring all these policemen and they circle me in my yard? Lewis, prosecutor, he prosecuting the case and he bringing him in summons. You can't be the prosecutor and serve the summons at the same time, you dummy. But I knew it. But this is how they tried to intimidate Kai Mills. So you have Remy Lewis that is still on the force, criminal. You got ASP Ewan, Aston Greenslade. You've always been my friend. You and Marvin Dames, I like y'all from day one. Aston, you got Inspector Remy Minnis and Assistant Superintendent Ewan in Grand Bahama. Those brothers are up for sale. They're on the take. Take it from Kai Mills. I know them. Deanso Cash, down there in Andres, he should never be on the force. Lewis, he needs to go. Murphy, down there in Murphy is. Murphy down there in Meguana, he ought not be in the force. Paul Bartlett, he was a dangerous boy in Abaco. He started all this stuff. He was sweetheart and a member of the Dundas Town Committee. Paul Bartlett, his sweetheart, let me say it again, and I can call his name, was sweetheart and a member of the Dundas Town Committee. That's a male. That was his sweetheart when he was at Abaco. All of y'all ain't no good. And all of y'all try to destroy Kai. While we get this COVID-19 going down, I can call all of y'all names. You see, I've already went to court with Paul Bartlett from First Caribbean Bank. I know who he is. I had one lawyer. He brought 2 because he knew he was wrong. All of them are criminals. Kai ain't even start yet. I ain't start campaigning, you know. I'm just telling you my life story, Mr. Minister, under these crooked policemen would have the authority to lock Kai up every week, every month for years, just because I speak like I'm speaking now to truth. I dare not speak nothing but the truth, so help I God. Kai Case.